My name is Taj, aka Taj TPK, and I'm a music video director. I was always a photographer. Took photography in high school, and kind of just dibble and dabble with cameras all the time. And I decided I wanted to see my images move, so I rented a camera and I just contacted the local artists that I knew in the Bay Area, this group called The Team, and was like, yo, let's just start shooting. Let's just shoot videos and just see what happens. I was sending my work out and it caught the eye of this executive producer named Lou Miguel, and he gave me a shot. And I just never looked back from then. And my big break was when I shot Rihanna, Please Don't Stop the Music, in Europe. And I think that kind of blew open the scope for me, and because it was a beauty video, it was a huge international song, and I kind of just sprouted from there. Hype definitely influenced me photography-wise. I felt like he had some of the best handle on this graphic photography, where he really expressed symmetry. He really was extremely good with lighting and extremely cinematic. So yeah, Hype. Anthony Mandler is one of my mentors. Was a huge impact in shaping my career. He was brutally honest with me. I would send him my treatments, he'd read my treatments, critique my treatments. What does this mean? Don't say this. This doesn't make any sense. You're better off saying it like this. This is, you're speaking too much here. There's not enough here. And it helped shape me. It got me into shape quick. It was a really, a real straightforward conditioning course. My brother Bobby was a huge influence in my life artistically. Another guy that was brutally honest. I've always had very honest people around me. That's whack. And he's usually saying that was whack because he could tell that I was mimicking something. When you're coming up, you're trying to be like something else and trying to see if you can be on that level. It's all a progression, but he definitely helped me through that progression. I like the fact that there's a platform for young directors to put out their work and to express themselves. But I don't feel like that's the objective of most directors today, especially young directors, to express themselves more so than to put out content. I feel like at sometimes in my career I've been a little guilty of both, but it just comes with growing, and now I'm a lot more selective for where I am in my career now. A lot more selective of what I put out, and I think about what I put out, and whatever it is that I do put out, I put my heart into it. And so I think that the quantity, I wish there wasn't so much quantity. I think that if there was less quantity, there would be less confusion. You can see the evolution of my work, but still a lot of the same person that I was and artist that I was when I first started. And I still, maintain some of those same aesthetics and my lighting and the people that I work with and our styles together. And my work when you see it. I get that a lot. When I saw that, I knew you shot it before I even saw your name. And so I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a really good thing, because there's not so much confusion there. And not all the videos look the same, but at the same time, you can kind of feel me. I shoot a lot of my own handheld, so I have that aesthetic. It's the same kit from 2005 sometimes as it is from 2013. Bay Area really inspired me because it's extremely liberal. Well, Oakland and Berkeley, period, and San Francisco, they're all extremely liberal cities of the arts. It's not the kind of city where, they're really beating on your head about, doing art on walls. It's almost welcome. You got Telegraph Avenue, and you have Haight Street, and then you have Broadway, the old Broadway and Telegraph all the way through Oakland. It's nothing but arts and original architecture. I can't be more thankful for a city like that always shoots me out, always says Taj, that Bay Area. It's they just support me, and just knowing that they're proud of me. And I get random people from the Bay Area that I don't even know all the time. I've never seen in my entire life saying, yo, we watching you, we want you to know we're proud of you. And they speaking of we, because it's that kind of city that's separated from everything else. Even though it's right here in California, it's separated. The Bay, it's where they get hyphy, and people try to mock it, and and that's fine. But at the same time, it's we're separate for a reason. We've always been fearless to, when it comes to being ourselves. I actually fell in love with everything that I'm doing in the Bay. be starting to thinking about really settling down and having some children. And I think one thing is too is like looking at all the guys I grew up with, looking at my friends and them getting married and being happily married and having children, and them like, yo, you're doing your thing, keep going. But then I look at them and I'm like, but you look extremely happy over there, and that maybe is what's more important is over there. But I've also worked hard for what I have and the things that, you know, I'm doing, and I love what I do. I love being taken away. I love like losing myself in my imagination, but like at what extent, at what cost, at what price. Turbulence is about, it's like a human investigation. It's like an investigation of an artist. I think it's something that we fail to do a lot of the times. I think that it's an awesome thing to view something or to experience something, to witness something and say, oh man, that was amazing. And then usually when you ask someone what it is that they liked about it, they go, oh, it's just, you just gotta see it. And that's, you know, and I think that we don't look into ourselves enough to understand why something relates to us so much. What is it that really, really inspires us? What is it that really makes us do these things? It's an investigation, and it's opening up that door a lot of times that says, do not open, you know what I mean? And where you have to go and you get the truth, and some of those truths are very hard truths, and then some of them are like, you know, very pleasant truths and eye-opening and enlightening truths. And so I decided that I was gonna do that with myself. So I opened up, you know, my virtual photo album of my life. We called it Turbulence because I'm always on planes, and I found this very common ground between being on an airplane and experiencing turbulence. It affects you, it affects everybody around you. I just shot a commercial for Esquire. Esquire has a network coming out, so I'm doing work with Esquire. I'm doing stuff with Vampire Diaries, Honey Dixie, Supernatural for CW, so you'll see those soon for all the next seasons. I'm doing like a whole series of metallic gold retro toys. I put them together so that people can kind of look at our past and marvel at our past. And it's only gold, not because gold is pretty, it's gold because our past is pretty. And so that's what I'm doing. You know my work when you see it. And it's everything about me and who I used to be, who I am now, and like who I'm becoming.